The show with Dan and Joe. This is episode 2. This is episode 3. Episode 4. Episode 5.
Hit a pen out, pour up heavy. In the lamb, on a Eddie. I got 3 O's, Runner Valley. These new Dior's, not for belly. Stay that money, Eiffel, Perry. I shoot jumpers, call me Larry. Then they in Yonkers, I need a Navy. Don't need a sponsor, already in heaven.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the show with Dan and Joe, presented by Baseballer. This is episode 17? 16?
As fuck.
I forget. I haven't been keeping track of the episodes because we've been on the road in Los Angeles. If you guys saw last week, we kept up with my Instagram and stuff. We were at the All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. Joe wasn't there, though. Joe, what's your excuse?
Family first, guys. That's all I got to say.
We're family. I thought the show family was family.
Some things come up.
Is it weird to be back right now? Is it weird?
No, it feels like I've never left.
You've never left?
I feel like I never left.
Well, because I left. You didn't leave.
Well, because I never left. Dan left. I didn't leave. So I'm still here. I'm still physically here. I'm physically, mentally, all the presence. All my presence is here. Dan left a little bit. So that's honestly on Dan.
Yeah, that's on me. So as you see, this episode was with Marika Lyszczyk. She's the first female to ever play, I think, NCAA baseball. I think that's her claim to fame. Yeah. That's fire. Like, shout out Marika. That's the dog right there. So she's a dog. But yeah. So this is going to be that interview, and hopefully you guys enjoy. We really appreciate it. So without further ado, I think that's all I have to say. Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, all I'm going to say is close it out with is like, it's good to be back. That's all.
It's good to be back. All right. Enjoy the interview with Marika from the night before.
Shout out Marika.
Shout out Marika.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from Marika on July 17th, the night before the Home Run Derby. So we'll see you guys there. Let's go. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the show podcast. We're joined here today by Marika Lyszczyk. So we are going to talk about all things baseball. Her story is really cool, really unique. She was the first ever female to play NCAA baseball. Is that correct?
As a catcher.
As a catcher.
Yeah.
That's
and from Canada. I mean,
and you're Canadian. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, but first of all, why don't you tell people who you are and a little bit about your story, and let's get it going.
Definitely, for sure. So my name is Marika Lyszczyk. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I currently play college baseball. I just signed at Sonoma State, which is so cool because we're both playing Division II now.
California. Yeah,
let's go. So it's been a crazy experience for me, just kind of my whole life growing up. I never thought I would be where I'm at now because there wasn't these opportunities a long time ago. So I'm excited to sort of be in the position I am now.
Yeah, that's really cool. So how did that process go when you were just deciding between softball and baseball? Because that's like obviously an important step, and like you had to make a decision at one point. So how did that decision go?
Yeah,
how old
this
were
is
you?
like my most asked question.
Yeah.
So when I was 11 years old, I kind of played both. So I would go to like a softball tournament. If you know anything about softball, it's like insane. They'll play like 4 games in a day at a tournament. Like I've never seen anything like it.
The jamborees.
Yeah, it was so tough. So I would miss baseball games, and then I wouldn't go to softball games, and then I would go to the baseball games, and people kind of started being like, okay, you have to choose like what you're going to do because you need to commit to one. And my softball coach, he was like, you just need to quit baseball and continue playing softball because that's kind of the sport for you. So at that time I was like, you know what, I have so much more fun playing baseball. I kind of was better at it at the time, so I just quit, not knowing like it would take me anywhere. Everybody had told me that if I continue to play baseball, it'd be easier for me to play college softball. So I just kind of went with it. And then all these opportunities started arising for me, and the doors kept opening, like, thankfully. And that's how kind of I got here today. But it was a big decision because at that time there was nobody really doing it or in college baseball. So it was like not even an option. So it was cool to see how everything's changed now, because I think there's like 6 or 7 girls for the fall now playing college baseball, which will be insane. I think it was 2019. It was the year I was graduating. And at this point, I kind of started sending emails to schools. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to do this. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll go the softball route. And I got invited to MLB Grit, which is a showcase, and it happened to be in Austin, Texas. So I went out there not thinking absolutely like anything of it. I caught out there, and after one of the games, I got pulled aside by Liz Ben, who she now works for the Mets, but she worked for MLB at the time. And she was like, I really want you to meet the scout. His name's Jeremy Booth, and he runs the New Balance Future Star Series stuff. And he comes up to me and he goes, do you want to play college baseball? And I was like,
dramatic,
like literally, I was like, couldn't stop smiling. I was like, absolutely. I mean, like, that's my dream. And I was like, I really want to pitch. And he was like, no, like, I want you to catch. And I was like, you want me to catch?
You were a catcher though?
Yeah, okay. I was catching. And so for me, it was so
yeah.
weird because like I started so late. So I didn't start catching until I was 15 or 16. And everybody kind of told me, they were like, you know, you're pretty late in the game, especially like being a girl. It's tough, like learning. Plus I closed my eyes when I used to do it. So I like, wasn't very good. But I kept kind of like grinding through it. And he gave me this amazing opportunity. And at first I turned it down because I saw the price rib and I was like, this is like actually like insane. So I ended up committing to a different school. Things kind of fell through in June of my senior year. And I was like, man, like, what am I going to do next? Like, do I take a year off? Do I not play college baseball? Like, I don't really know what the route is for me anymore. So fall came around and I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I'm going to make it work. So I ended up going down for my recruitment visit in September, and I committed there, and I fell in love with the school. It's a small vibe. Like, the team was amazing. The coach was amazing.
It's Nashua.
Yeah, it's Nashua, New Hampshire. Yeah. So it was crazy for me because I've never really been on the East Coast or, like, lived on the East Coast, and so I've been West Coast my whole life. And so moving so far away was so crazy. So I ended up moving down there. I played quite a bit for my freshman year. I caught quite a lot. And then I ended up, like, basically, like, getting deported.
Yeah, so
because they told me I had to go home because COVID.
Yeah.
So we literally were on our spring break trip. We had got back. We had like a week, and they were like, listen, like the season's not happening. I'm like, there's this world pandemic happening, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. But they were like, we're going to close the border. Like, you got to go home. So my mom's like freaking out. We booked like a flight. I have like 24 hours to leave at this point.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I had no idea at the time and like what was going to happen. And I didn't even realize that I hurt my arm back in like during our spring training, and I kind of had felt it, and I was like, okay, this will go away. Like, I've had arm pain before. So I ended up going home, and I took the year off because they weren't playing baseball. So I ended up just going back for the fall and spring of this year because COVID kind of died down, so I was able to go back. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I ended up getting rotator cuff surgery last year,
that sucks.
which sucks because we both torn our supraspinatus. Yeah, so that's actually
really
crazy.
Sucked. Yeah.
We're
I didn't get surgery though.
We're like twins.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they told me not to. I don't know. It was like 4 or 6 months of rehab.
Okay. Well, that's like very impressive. I tried to rehab like so much, and I actually got misdiagnosed. So they didn't know. So then when I got back and I got the surgery, they were like, oh my God, like it's actually torn. Yeah. So I'm on the mend now. And I mean, I played summer ball, but it's so cool that you're from like New Hampshire area.
I know.
And we can connect that way.
It's so weird.
Funny.
Yeah, and you're not originally from there, which is funny. Like,
no.
When you saw you were from Nashua, I was like, oh, or in Nashua, I was like, oh, you must be from New Hampshire, but no, you're from Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Vancouver area. Yep. That's crazy. So yeah, what was the story though? What were you gonna say?
Oh my God, you want to hear this?
Yeah, I do want to hear
Guys, so Dan DM'd me in like, it was like January or February.
It was a while ago.
And he was like, yo, I'm in like New Hampshire and I make content. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of weird.
Was it weird?
At the time, no, it wasn't weird, but it was
I just thought it was like networking.
No, definitely no, it was networking. But I was like, I don't know what to say. And for some reason, I feel like I like exited out of the DM and then I didn't reply for a while, and I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot to reply to this guy. So I got back to you, and then you left me on red.
I left you on red?
Yeah, guys,
really?
He left me on red.
No way. Should we look at the receipts?
Yeah, look at the receipts right now. Pull them up. I was like, dude, I'm so down. Like, tell me when. And then he just never replied to me. And now I'm on the podcast.
I did. No, you didn't reply to me for a month and a half.
Oh, shit.
So I sent it September 8th of 2021. No
way.
Yeah, and then October 16th. Yeah, totally. I am down. No passion whatsoever.
I was down, and look where I am right now. I'm here,
at 4:15 a.m. What were you doing at 4:15 a.m.?
Stop! It was not 4:15 a.m. It says
4:15 a.m. That's kind of weird. That's really funny though.
Everybody knows I barely sleep, so. Yeah, but look, we're here now.
So yeah, we are here now. We are here now, which is a great segue to where we are right now.
Literally.
We're in Los Angeles, California, doing stuff with MLB, or at least you're doing stuff with MLB. We're kind of just like tagging along and seeing what we can make out of it. So what are you doing here for MLB?
So this year I got put in the creator class. So basically they chose 9 people to create content for them, which has been a super cool experience because I really want to go into like on-field commentating-esque stuff to like share my journey with like little girls and show them, or like even high school, that it's like a thing, because people don't even know that like girls can play college baseball. Still, like people are like, you play college baseball, you mean softball kind of thing. So I wanted to get my whole message out there and kind of show that it's possible and you can follow your dreams, like no matter if it's baseball or just like in regular life, I guess you could say. And MLB actually ended up reaching out to me and was like, we're really interested. The video that actually got me into it was the one that somebody stitched of me getting taken yard by Jose Bautista. So you can put that in there. Roll the clip. Roll the clip. Roll the clip. So it actually got me in the creator class, which I think was crazy because at the time, like, I was really taken aback, and like, you know, you look at it like one of two ways and you're like, oh my God, like somebody's like stitching this video. This is so embarrassing. And I was like, okay, you can either cry right now or laugh like really hard. And I thought it was funny in the end. So I just like did reacting videos, and they actually ended up doing like really well. So like now I'm sort of learned from that situation is like taking negatives and like turning them to positives, because it got me this great job.
I mean,
now
you're here in it's just crazy. Like, do you ever think about like a year or 2 years ago, like from today, like if yourself from then saw where you are now, how crazy it would be? Like, is it kind of surreal?
No, it's so crazy. Like, I mean, being 21 and like I've always wanted to work for the MLB, so like being able to do that at such a young age. And today, like, I sent my mom a photo, and I was in the stands. I was like, look, Mom, I have a big girl job now.
Oh, my God.
It's just crazy because it's, like, so full circle. Especially for me, like, I got scouted at an MLB event. Yeah. So, like, to come all this way, and now they're letting me work with the events and, like, the kids. So I went to, like, a Nike camp this morning, which was super cool to, like, see everybody out there. And I was like, I've literally been through this. Yeah, show the cleats. Check these out.
Those are drippy.
The new Los Angeles cleats.
Yeah.
Didn't get to wear them today, but I'm sure I'll get to wear them in the fall. No, but it's so crazy. Like, I'm sure you're the same way. Like, things happen for me really fast. And I mean, I was sharing my journey with quite like a few people, but now it's like on another level, and just the whole networking part of it is amazing.
Yeah, I bet you get a ton of messages, not even from girls. I bet you get messages from a lot of people saying like your story's inspiring and stuff. How does it feel when you like someone either comes up to you in person or email or DMs you or whatever, and is like, hey, you really inspired me? Like, how do you?
It's so crazy to me. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, I was at a Mets game, and this guy came up to me. He's like, yo, what's up? Like, are you Marika? And I was like, dude, you know who I am.
When they know you by name, it's crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. It was just so crazy.
Times,
like, I literally, people have said the same thing about you. They were like, oh my God, I met him in person. It's so crazy. But like, I never thought people would like look up to me and like be an idol or like want to be like me in a fact, or like do what I'm doing. So like, it's just so cool that I have the privilege that people even want to do that or like reach out to me. And I have a whole bunch of girls that were like, you know, I'm in this situation, I'm playing high school, I really want to play college, like what are your ideas for me, or what can we do? So I usually try my best to like reach out and help girls like figure out a school or an option that they can do to continue playing baseball, because that's my goal, is to just make it more widely available and like normal, more so normal, right? And it's like for girls, it's like we're not asking for people to be like, hey, you're a girl and like I want to play college baseball, and nobody's just gonna like, you know, take you on the team but like just the opportunity to play. And like that's the biggest part, like the opportunity. It's like you see all these women now getting jobs in the MLB, and it's like they're so like perfect for the job, and they have so much like credentials to get there, and it's like they're perfect for it. Before they were like kind of looked over, and now it's like opportunity for all, which I think is really cool. And like people are rightfully getting the job. It's like no matter the gender or race, like people are getting it, which I think is really cool, because I see the baseball community transforming little by little, and it's tough. I mean, it's an old man's game, you know what I mean? Like baseball is the original like America's game, and it's like kind of the only one that hasn't really changed and made a huge transition. So that's what I've noticed. I mean, it's like one of the toughest games to break into for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think MLB needs to do to like kind of take steps forward? I mean, you're saying they're taking steps. I agree. They're taking like steps, but it's like baby steps. What do you think they need to do to kind of like launch baseball back into that uptrend that it was?
Definitely. I mean, so they're making a huge push with the creator class, and it's like, it's kind of getting more like pink caps almost out in the stands, right? There's like, baseball, if you look at baseball, I don't know if you ever looked at the statistics of like sports, baseball's a dying sport. So like the biggest thing that we were even working on with Nike is like diamond sports are down so much, and it's like, how can we lift them back up? And it's like people think it's almost like an older game, and like you look at the crowd at most baseball games and it's older fan base. Like you'll see some kids, but almost like getting more interactions. And it's cool for us because we can go out into the community and sort of be the people in between and try to make relationships and get more kids in it. we are making steps. You know what I mean? It's hard slowly with slowly. Definitely. And it's amazing. Job, and they're starting to give way more opportunities now. So they're really on the upscale of doing that. And they're trying their best right now to do it. So I really applaud them for doing it because it's a hard game to change.
Yeah. And also, so you're saying you want to be on, that's your dream to be like on the field. So tell me what you're doing at the home run derby in a couple days.
Yes. So I'm so excited for this. I'm co-hosting the 5G BP show, T-Mobile.
Sounds official.
So yeah, right? Yeah. I'm like, who let me on the field with these credentials? So it's going to be exciting. Like I've never really done anything like in person like that, but it's super cool because it's all run by iPhones essentially. There's going to be like 200. So like every view of the ballpark, and then there'll be some people like MLB Network that will be chiming in and out of my phone and Caleb Green's phone. So I'll be with players or out in the dugout, and they'll come up to me and be like, all right, we're shooting on you now. So my phone will go on and I'll be live.
That's really
basically.
Cool.
It'll be
so
pretty
like,
cool.
it's like a new age type
So yeah,
thing.
it's all shot on like the 5G network. So it's pretty cool. So I'm really excited for it. I mean, to do it now, I never thought I'd be able to have the opportunity like right away.
Yeah, you're 21. I mean, it's kind of like you just started your journey, it feels like. I mean, it feels like so long probably, but in reality,
my
it's
adult journey.
Yeah, your adult journey,
I'm like
right.
the working journey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm like, this is the first time, you know what I mean, I've really grinded, and people, like, you can say this too, because content, people look at you and they go, oh, content's so easy. You can just pump that out so fast. I mean, it's so hard. Yeah. Like you guys know, you guys have a whole team here. We moved like 50 lights to make this work. Yeah. But it's honestly hard because we're trying to make the best quality content we can. And while there's these algorithms that are ever changing, and it's honestly super difficult. Like I would say it's harder than like a desk job sometimes,
and you're putting yourself out there and getting reactions, and like the more reactions you get, the more success it is.
Yeah,
like,
but also people want
to
drag you down at the same time. So that's
the
hardest part. And what I had to learn, like my mom always told me when I started getting to a point, she was like, people above you will never like pull you down. It's the people below you. And so I try to always do that, because for me, like my TikTok, I started it and people love to hate. Like it is like their favorite activity. My mom does feed the trolls. I told her she should not do that anymore because it's literally so bad. She'll like comment back. But it's like such a difficult situation. And I started looking at it in a way of like, I feel bad. Like, I feel bad that you need to comment that. And it's like, I'm sorry for like whatever is happening with you, because you feel like you need to take it out on other people. And it's so crazy, like how much it can really affect people. And it's really sad how it brings like creators down. And you see a lot of people, like, I never noticed it before because I was really big into watching YouTubers, and they would take like long breaks, right? And I'm like, this is your job. Like this, why are you taking a break? And now I can totally see why. It's
because all this immense pressure from so many people at all times.
Yeah. Everyone has opinion in your life.
I notice like empathy. You got to use empathy against those people, because it's like you can't fight toxicity with toxicity, or just it's gonna be more.
Oh,
toxic.
It's 100%. You kill them with kindness. Yeah, I know. That's like the biggest thing for me.
So and you won't be able to see their reaction, but
you know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like the best thing, because it's like if I met you and I was like, I really want to hate this guy, but you were so nice to me, and I was like, man, I just can't hate this guy. Like he is like a stand-up guy. Like I could never.
Yeah. So you keep referencing your mom. So it seems like your mom has been a big influence in your life. Can you tell me the kind of like the role she's played in growing up?
Yeah, no. So she kind of helped me stay on my track of dreaming, which is super cool. Because like, I mean, a lot of parents would be like, stick to the regular curriculum. You know, and people are like, even her friends, some of her friends were kind of like, you guys are kind of crazy. And something that I told you when we kind of recorded the last podcast at ATP was like, it's only crazy till it's done. So everybody told me my dream was, literally, they told me it was crazy. And like, even her friends, you know, she would talk about it and they'd be like, you know, like, okay, yeah, maybe. And now it's crazy because it's coming true, right? Yeah. And she's really pushed me to dream so big, which I'm so thankful for. And like the running joke is like high school and elementary school, I missed so many birthday parties because I was always at baseball practice and I'd be like, why am I doing this? It makes no sense. I just want to be like every other kid and like go to the birthday parties. Yeah. And I mean, I did get to go to some, clarify. Sure, I swear to God, I had friends in high school, but I missed out on a lot of like regular things, like, because I was training like 6-7 days a week at that point in high school. And she was like, I promise it'll be all worth it. And I got picked up the other day at the airport, and they had like all-star sign, and I sent it to her, and she was like, was it worth it for all the missed birthday parties? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Like, you could say that, which is really cool. And so she's so supportive, and she's gotten really into baseball now, which I think is so dope.
Yeah.
So she's like on the pod. She listens to you all the time.
Yeah, let's go.
Heck yeah.
Love
Shout
that.
out to my mom.
Yeah.
She'll probably be the top commenter on the post.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. That's so nice. Yeah.
No, yeah, but she's really into it, and she's really started loving the game. And honestly, I think she knows more than me now.
Really?
Like, she knows all the players, and she's
Yeah.
like updates me and keeps me on the loop. And like, I'm so thankful for like my parents being so supportive, and my dad is just there along with her, supporting me through it. And so, but she's real the driving force. Like, it's so funny. Like I said, when I went on all my recruiting visits, she was right beside me, and like people kind of were like, oh, where's your dad? And I'm like, no, man, this is my momager. Like, have you met her?
Yeah.
So she's kind of been the person that has pushed me the hardest to follow my dream. And anytime I've been like, man, like, maybe this isn't it for me, she's pushed me towards like staying with it. And I mean, I went through like a really difficult time this spring because I was rehabbing from my arm. I decided it was time for me to change schools, and the transfer portal is absolutely insane right now. And it's like, right? It's like the transfer portal is packed because of COVID. I'm a female, and I just got rotator cuff surgery.
Yeah.
And I pitched one inning. Like,
Yeah,
thank
that's
God.
tough.
Thank God I did okay.
Tough sell, yeah.
So it's like tough, right?
Yeah.
And so I had people that told me before, like, you can play college baseball or whatever, I'll help you, it's so easy. And they reached out again, and you're like, you know, I'm happy to help you, which I'm so thankful for them. And they're like, they came back and they were like, man, I've never had the door shut on me so many times.
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, oh man, like, maybe this is it for me. Like, this is so weird. So I started like exploring different options. I even visited a school for softball at that point because
Really?
I was just opening everything up. I wasn't going to say no to anything at that point. And I really doubted myself at that point. And I was like, man, maybe this isn't it for me. And somebody who's really close to me said to me, you know, Marika, there's always a time when players are told they can't play anymore. And I really like fed into that. And I was like, wow, like, maybe this is it for me. Like, my career was good. I played 2 years of college baseball. I made some history, and like, this is it. Like, it was cool, but like, what's next? And so I really like fought internally with myself, trying to figure out what to do. And I finally realized, I was like, what am I even thinking? Because if I had have taken all these people that told me it was impossible in the first place, I never would have played college baseball. So I ended up reaching out and kept reaching out, and I didn't stop. I kid you not, I did not stop. And I ended up landing on Sonoma.
Yeah.
The perfect spot,
Yeah,
by the
really?
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. So I'm so thankful, and I'm so excited for next year.
That's so cool. That's also congrats. That's
Thank you.
So awesome.
Thank you. Which is so funny because me and Dan are both playing in California. Unfortunately, not in the same league, though.
But like only 5 hours apart. You're like,
yeah, so you can come visit me.
Yeah, or you can come visit me because I'll be here.
Yeah, I don't have a car, but I'll take the Shoelace Express.
All right, guys, so as you saw, the whole entire trip, we were kind of just showing love to CleanFuego. Actually, we're still doing it now. So if you guys are curious, like, who is CleanFuego, what is CleanFuego, I'll kind of explain it right here. So it helps pitchers with their spin efficiency. Is a huge thing in pitching nowadays, is like having good spin efficiency, because you don't want to have this wobble that they talk about. So CleanFuego, not only is it fun to throw, it actually helps you become a better pitcher, better thrower, because you get immediate feedback from the ball, knowing you got behind it correctly. Clayton Kershaw uses it. Some of the best, Dustin May was using it. Like, some of the best pitchers in the world use it. They also have some dope gear, of course, dope merch. That stuff's so sick. It's like got hoods on it and stuff. So use code DSARM for 10% off. We really appreciate if you guys can help them, because they're helping us a ton. Just check out their website, and then maybe, just maybe, we got a little Dan and Joe action. But let's, it's soon. Like I said,
it's soon. Soon stuff. Yeah,
coming
big
soon.
stuff.
Yeah. So thank you so much to CleanFuego. Back to the episode with Marika.
So you've accomplished a lot. I mean, you're at 21. Obviously, but you're not done yet. So you have so much more you want to accomplish. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? If you can, I don't know if I can even answer that. Yeah.
No, that's like so hard. I mean, even like a few months ago, I never saw myself right here, and like things change so fast. So for me, I mean, like, hopefully on-field commentating, or even playing indie ball, or like maybe professional.
That's
don't
cool.
know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a dream. I'm
So you
gonna
wanna do
try.
both?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to balance it. I want to play as long as I can. That's kind of the goal for me. But I also want to start working for real after, I feel like my body wear and tear, it's gonna get to me. I'm already 21. I've had my shoulder and my wrist done, so I'm I hope that it holds out longer. But I'm honestly ready for anything, and I'm really excited to see what happens and the opportunities that hopefully arise from. But I could ask you literally the same question. How do you see yourself?
Yeah, see, that's tough. I don't really get to answer my own questions, so I don't even have to think about them. But yeah,
I put it back on you now, because you have changed so much in the last few months. Yeah, now you have the podcast with baseball, or it's such a big deal. People know who you are. You're going to the stadiums. You know what I mean? You're getting tons of views, and I mean, you're at All-Star Week. Things change for you so fast. Yeah. So.
It's kind of crazy also, but I don't know, it's weird. Since I've been 12, since I was 12 years old, I've been always wanted to be a YouTuber. This is kind of what I wanted. I wanted to be hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Yeah, and I did, but it was never good. I didn't get views or anything.
No, I feel that.
Because I remember just it's 5, 6, 7 years of just making videos and it wouldn't get 100 views. It was just how it was. And but I'd never stopped, and I always dreamed, and I have these notebooks filled with goals. I used to set really big quantitative goals, 2016 goals. I want to get 10,000 subs on YouTube, blah blah blah. But I kind of realized, and I've talked to Eric Sim said the same thing, and Dr. Heenan said the same thing.
It's the small goals, right? We talked about this last time. We did. This is crazy.
Atomic habits, compound interest, blah blah blah, little things.
So it's attainable.
So I don't even know where I'll 6 months ago, I didn't know where I'd be in 6 months, but I know I ramped it up. I ramped up how much time I was putting into it, how much effort I was putting into it, and just how much I cared about my content. I was okay, well, if I want this to be a full-time job, I'm gonna treat it like a full-time job.
Yeah, no,
that's
definitely.
kind of where I'm at now, and it's kind of surreal being someone's DSARM, let me get a picture.
Who are you?
But it's I've been dreaming about that since I was
cool.
12. So it's
a surreal.
It's surreal,
feeling,
but it's also I feel I'm just getting started, and
right,
not even hockey, I'm just getting started. But I just love this.
100%.
I'm obsessed with this stuff, and I love making videos.
No, and that's
content.
the most important is just being passionate about it. You have to be passionate about it. And I've talked to people who have stopped making content because they're I just don't love it anymore. And that's with any job in life. And something my mom always told me, she was you throw enough against the wall, something's gonna stick, right? Mm-hmm. And people had told me, I said I would never do TikTok. I swear it on my life. I was that's embarrassing.
I think I told myself the same thing.
I was there's no way I will be caught on there. And I ended up making them, and I did one that was literally the fastest edit I've ever done, and it blew up, and I was
That's how it is sometimes.
Right? Yeah, and it was weird, and the algorithm's so tough because even now it goes up and down. But eventually if you're a good person, I think, and you have great content, people are going to find you and they're going to see it. And it just takes time.
I think you have to have good intentions.
And baseball is so networking. I've met so many important people in my life through networking, and it's helped me get to where I am today. So it's pretty cool that we're here and we can network. Even the two of us, now we've met, and it's such a cool opportunity to link later.
Yeah, it's funny because the first time I ever got recognized in public, and it's not it's happened a ton, but it's only been the last 3 months. But the one that kind of started it, I was in Malibu throwing at a field, and then this kid who was at baseball practice came up and was dude, road to 90, you're DSARM. I was no, I had 2,000 subs, 3,000 subs.
Yeah.
I was just doing road to 90 vlogs, and he's no, I've seen you.
I know you.
Really? And I gave him a fist bump, and he's yeah, I'm Josh. I watch your videos. I'm that's crazy. How do you? I'm in California. I was with my mom on spring break or
Makes
whatever.
You feel good though, huh? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
and I was just whoa, this is kind of more far-reaching than I thought it could be, and that's just kind of so weird. And then a couple weeks later is when I launched the podcast, and then stuff just started clinging together and getting bigger and snowballing.
No,
and
definitely.
It's crazy. So the most surreal thing is when someone's says I've inspired them, because it's man, that's
you're making a difference,
that's
and that's
big.
The coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I feel so many people bring the world down, and it's so cool when you can bring it back up with you and inspire kids, especially baseball these days. I mean, like I said, it's low-key a dying sport. So when you can get little kids interested and want to be like Eric Sim, or want to be like you, or be able to follow their dreams in baseball, it's pretty cool. And I think it's the next generation of inspiring baseball players.
Yeah, and it's all about pushing baseball forward.
Yes.
When someone's oh, you're doing your what you can to push baseball forward, I'm yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's the point, right?
I've been playing baseball since I was 7 years old. This sports taught me so much. I just want to
it gives you everything. Yeah. I'm telling you, it takes it from you. That thing is mean sometimes, but it also gives it back, right?
Eric was look, baseball doesn't know you anything, but it can teach you a lot. And I was that's pretty much
so true.
It does teach you a ton. And Okay, I think that's
you got
probably
enough?
a good place to wrap. I got one more question.
Okay.
A month from now, where do you see yourself? Or where do you want to be?
If you could be from now.
So you are where you are now on this timeline. If you could be somewhere on the timeline in a month, like you took steps to get there, where would you be proud of being in a month? Did that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Yeah. Well, my kind of goal for the next month is to get to hopefully like 90K. So right now I'm on like 81K on TikTok.
On TikTok,
like,
I'm at
so
81 too.
Yeah, right? It's so hard to break. I kid you not. It's so difficult. So I'm trying to hit 100K within the year.
Me too.
And it's crazy because like I know on like Instagram, like I had like maybe like 5,000 for like years and years. Like I had my Instagram since I was like 13. And like a few accounts posted me, and then slowly but surely, like now I'm up to 17 or whatever. Now next is verification. You know how hard that is. So that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. yeah, but you know, first world problems.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast.
I really appreciate it.
We'll do definitely a lot more in the future.
Definitely,
so,
I'm excited.
Awesome. Cool.
All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode with Marika Lyszczyk. I think it was a blast. Joe, you actually haven't seen it yet, so you'll see it eventually. But what are your predictions on how it is?
My predictions on it, based on the guest and the host, I would say it's gonna be great.
I think it was good. We had some really deep conversations. Obviously, you guys just watched it, but we got into some deep conversations. I think a lot of people take a lot of value from it. Her mindset is just like unmatched, dude. She's just like, people told her no, and she was just like, nah, I'm actually gonna do it. Like,
and you love to see that, and like any kind of listener should love to listen to a video like that. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be influential for a lot of people, and it's definitely a good video.
So yeah, make sure to subscribe and like and comment. We got a ton of really cool shit coming up on the way. Like we're just talking about, we're going to area codes in San Diego next week. I think Joe's there. Joe's in. Joe's confirmed. Let's go. We got the live confirmation.
Confirmation. I got to be there.
And I got your present. I got to show you next week.
I got a present.
I'm not gonna expose
Dan got me a present.
No, you guys don't know. He doesn't know. It's awesome.
Dude, is it like a surprise?
It's a surprise. It's great.
Is it like a good gift?
Yes, it's topical too. So
topical is in.
It's on. You'll see.
Like a topical cream.
It's a top. Sure. Okay. Yeah. That's not what. You're right. It's on. Yeah.
Yes, that's
where I'm gonna leave it at. So thank you guys so much for supporting, liking, commenting. I don't know. I might be at 25K on Instagram by the time this video is out, or close to it. So thank you guys so much for almost 25K. So yeah, we're just working, grinding, going. Thank you guys so much for support. A lot of stuff on the way, like I said. Anything else you got?
Big stuff on the way, like we always say, and we're consistent with it, and there is. So it's good to be back, like I said earlier, and let's keep doing this thing.
Thank you guys so much. See you guys next week for the new episode. Peace.
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 Peace. Dab.
Hit a pen, I pour up heavy. In the lamb on a Eddie. I got 3 O's, run a valley. These new Dior's, not for belly. Stay that money, I for Perry. I shoot jumpers, call me Larry. Then they in Yonkers, I need a Navy. Don't need a sponsor, already heaven. They calling me the man. Had to slow down, I done bought too many chains. So I rode by the engine a minute.